Oh, Gasly's trying something stupid up the inside. So we're going to have a new set of the hard tyres going onto the car. Whoa, 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 shit! The bloody rear end just snapped on me there. What's going on, guys? My name is Martinio and welcome back to Formula 1 2019 Season 1 Round 4 of my Career Mode series. And last time out we were of course in China and we got our best result of the season so far with an absolutely unreal and very unexpected 6th place finish. So we got our first points of the season on the board, which is really good, and hopefully it's going to help us going forward into the rest of the season. This time out though, of course, we are in Baku, or Azerbaijan, at the Baku City Circuit, and this is one of my favourite tracks. It's got a lovely flow to it, especially that final sector. It's very, very quick, plenty of opportunities for overtaking, but also plenty of opportunities to get it wrong. So you've got to be really on the ball to get a car around this track, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge of it. Before we got to Baku though, I did have another invitational challenge to attend, and once again we went up against our teammate Kimi Raikkonen. This time we're at the Circuit of the Americas in the McLaren MP23D, the car which James Hunt won his 1976 World Championship in. And yeah, it was a fun challenge. I seemed to catch the slower cars just in the wrong areas, which seemed to hold me up a little bit, so I was having to hold station before, you know, finding a bit more open track to overtake them on. But regardless, it was a fun car to drive. By the end of it we managed to overtake 8 cars, whereas Kimi overtook 10, so we didn't complete this challenge unfortunately, but regardless it was still something fun to do. And yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit actually. So yeah, moving on though, onto the Grand Prix. And if you remember at the end of the last episode, we basically spent some of our development points. We were expecting parts in China, but we made a little bit of a boo-boo. We didn't get them. But we now do have our first upgrades of the season. So we've got a weight reduction to the central under tray there, and we've also got some general maintenance, which I believe is going to help with the durability of the engine components and so on. So the internal combustion engine, the ERS, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty good as well. And in terms of the weather report, it's going to stay dry throughout qualifying and the race itself as well. A little bit overcast towards the back end on both counts there, but overall we shouldn't have any rain to deal with through the important parts of the weekend. So yeah, so what we're going to do now though is we're going to kick the episode off as we always do by seeing how we got on in practice. So on to practice, and while FP1 and 2 stayed completely dry, FP3 was an absolute washout, and normally I wouldn't even bother going out. There's not really much to be gained from it. You know, if you crash and you wreck the car, then it push up against it going into qualifying. But we did have a couple of practice programs still to run. I wanted those development points so we could push on a little bit more with upgrades for the car. So I did have to go out, and the upgrade programs, or the testing programs we had, was fuel management and also tyre management, I think it was, which I'm not sure how much information they can gain by running in the wet. But regardless, we went out and did it. In terms of the running though, as tough as this track is, it can be, it's a tricky circuit, that goes up tenfold in the wet. It really is terrifying, especially Sector 3. Sector 3 is so tough in the wet. Because obviously you've got the reduced speed, so you've got reduced downforce, and those are very downforce heavy sort of sections of the course. But regardless, we got it round there, and we did pick up a nice, a nice sort of haul of resource points that will be put into good use, probably after Spain, as I mentioned in the last episode. So yeah, that was pretty good, and we also managed to keep the car out of the wall, which again was a big bonus. But yeah, so the track is very, very green with that rain. Qualifying could be tricky given that there isn't much rubber down on the circuit, so it might be a bit of a challenge to get out of Q1 here, but we're going to go and give it our best shot. So let's head down to the track again and see how we got on in qualifying. So on to qualifying, and as we saw with FP3 being a complete washout and being very, very wet, it meant that the circuit was very, very green going into Q1, and it was a little bit of a struggle in certain areas, especially the castle section. To get the car through there was a little bit of a struggle owing to the reduced grip that was on circuit there. But our first one was pretty good. We put up a 142.810, which with about 5 minutes left to go, it left us in 10th position, but I wasn't 100% comfortable with that, so I did feel the need to bolt on another set of the soft tyres and go out for another run. And in our second run, we found a decent amount of time overall. Like I said, with the more running that we have doing, the track evolves, it gets a bit quicker, and we can find a little bit more time. And our second run was a 142.468 there, which is not far off 0.4 of a second faster than our opening salvo, I suppose you could say. So it was good enough to get us out of Q1, and our teammate joined us. He finished in 11th place there with a 142.666, and yeah, so we both moved on into Q2. And once again, like I said, the track was evolving all the time. It was getting faster and faster and faster, and you know, I was definitely feeling that I could push it a little bit more, especially through that middle sector as well, which is you know, generally low speed and so on and so forth. And our best time was a 142.210. So we found another couple of tenths of a second there. Nearest makes no difference. Going into the back end of Q2, and it was a one-shot qualifying because we only had one brand new set of the soft tyres there, because we had to have 2 bites of the cherry in Q1. But it was good enough to get us out of Q2 and into Q3. And for the first time this season, we were joined by our teammate Kimi Räikkönen. So the upgrades we brought to the car seems to have worked. He seems to be finding a bit more pace, which is good. So regardless of what happens in Q3, we are going to have 2 Alfa Romeos starting in the top 10 for the race, which is really good. But moving on to Q3, and a little bit redundant, we weren't really going to be challenging for pole position, but we had another set of the soft tyres that we could go out and do a run on, and I left it till the last minute. Again, just let the track evolve, let people do the running for you, and you know, get the track to its most optimal, and you know, get the lap in at the right time. And we did find a little bit more time once again. We put up a 142.165, and that's pretty much on the limit. I don't think I could have got much more out of the car at that particular point. And that time was good enough to put us in 8th position for the race. So we're starting on row 4. Valtteri Bottas takes pole position ahead of Lewis Hamilton, with Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel making it a Ferrari second row. Then we've got the Red Bulls of Verstappen and Gasly, followed by Sergio Perez, myself, Kimi Räikkönen, and Romain Grosjean rounding out the top 10 there. So yeah, it's going to be a tricky race. Tyre wear around here is a bit of a challenge, purely because there are so many sort of medium and slow speed corners. So the rear tyres do take a bit of a pounding around here. So that's what we're going to have to be wary of. We're going to have to keep them in the right window. We're going to have to look after them, especially if we've got some certain, you know, some longer stints throughout the race there. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I'm confident going into this race that we can get some more points and continue the good work, and hopefully Kimi can follow suit and we can get a nice haul of points and keep Alfa Romeo in the hunt for that best of the rest position of fourth place come the end of the season. But yeah, so what we're going to do now though is we are going to head down to the track. We're going to see what strategy options are open to us, and then we're going to get the Azerbaijan Grand Prix underway. So let's head down there now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Okay then guys, so here we are on the grid in Baku just ahead of the start of the race, and yeah, I mean, given the fact that we had quite a bit of rain in FP3, it means the track is not as rubbing in, it's a little bit green, tyre wear could be an issue, and of course, I mean, for ourselves in particular, starting P8, we were on the dirty side of the track, so that could make the launch a little bit tricky. But in terms of strategy, we got 2 options. Now, this is interesting. The last 3 races, there's been no real choice, to be honest with you. There's been 15 to 20 seconds between the 2 strategies, but this one is down to about, what, 4.4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, nearest makes no difference. So it's a tricky one to call. I mean, going for 21 laps on a set of hard tyres could be tricky, but at the same time, that extra pit stop could be the difference between points and no points. So this is a real tough one to figure out, I think. I mean, I don't know what we've got in terms of tyres. I would assume we've got 2 brand new sets of mediums and a brand new set of hard tyres, but you just don't know. Yeah, I'm stumped with this one. I really am. I'm tempted to go for the two-stopper. I really am. But I think at the moment, I think if we go for the one-stopper and something happens, then we could switch to a two-stopper. Because I know we definitely got one set of brand new medium tyres. So I think I'm going to go with the one-stopper. And if the opportunity presents itself, maybe I get a call from our race engineer, says, we've got another strategy option. Do you want to come in? Then I'll think about it depending on where we are and what the gaps are between those in front and behind, and whether I think I can close that gap up. But at the moment, I'm going to go with the one stopper, and we'll see what happens. You never know; there might be a safety car, there might be something else happen. So we're going to go with the one stopper for the time being, and if anything happens, we'll make a change. So yeah, I'm going to go get the warm up and formation lap done, and I'll be back when we are ready to go racing. Okay, then, guys, here we go. We've got Perez and I think it was Gasly slowing each other up. Oh, 3 into 1 is not a good idea. So we're up to P7. I'm surprised we got away without any damage through turn 3. And through there as well, because I had a bit of a lock-up. Now I just need to try and get back onto the rear wing of Perez. Going to be easier said than done, because I can already feel these tyres are about done, and we've got to go to the end of lap number 5. So we've got to get a bit of a gap to Gasly at the moment, so we'll keep pushing, but we've got to be careful as well. So we need to just get our head down, get in some fast laps, get to our pit stop, and see what happens when the stops shake out. So this is our in lap. Oh, I'm really struggling to get the car through the corners. Jesus Christ, the fucking rears have gone. They have completely gone. It would not rotate through the corner. Now we've got Pierre Gasly right up our backside. God, it's just so... so difficult. We got away with that one though. Clanging that wall. Luckily I think it was just tyre to the wall rather than wing. But this is the section where it's really going to be tricky. I'll have to tiptoe through here. And now we've got a worn engine to go with our worn tyres. Oh, Gasly's trying so it's stupid up the inside. So we're going to have a new set of the hard tyres going onto the car. Whoa, 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 shit! The bloody rear end just snapped on me there. So there's a Ferrari in ahead of us. I'm not sure which one it was. But yeah, we've got a new set of hard tyres.
Exit now.
2.5 seconds. Not bad, but not brilliant.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So now we're going to the end of the race, so we do have to keep them right in the window, not push them too hard. And hopefully by pitting a little bit earlier than those ahead of us and around us, I mean, I don't think we're going to pick up positions, but hopefully we can get that place off Gasly again. And maybe keep them behind us for the rest of the race, but we're going to need a pretty decent outlap in some other quick ones as well. So time to just get our head down and concentrate. So our teammates and another car as well are in the pits right now. I think it might have been either a Renault or a Haas, but either way we get out ahead of them. And we're slowly but surely drawing in Alex Albon ahead. So hopefully within the next 2 or 3 laps we should be on the back of that little train ahead of us, and hopefully getting past them relatively easily. So that train ahead of us has just got a hell of a lot bigger because Sergio Perez has come out just ahead of us, along with one of the Red Bulls, which I think is going to be Pierre Gasly. But they've got to negotiate them, their way through those slower back markers. Which might give us a bit of an opportunity if we can just get up to the back of them and get some DRS. Ugh. Tagged the wall a little bit there. No real drama. We're still here. We're still surviving. We don't want any more like that. Now we're getting DRS. Perez isn't, so we're going to be able to draw right up to the back of him. And hopefully get him down into turn 3. Oh, and there's a Red Bull. So we're getting a nice double toe. Oh, what the hell? Oh, Gasly, you muppet! Oh, and now our teammate's out of the session as well. Oh, what a clown. Don't give me scrubs. Don't. Leave these on. No, no, no. Don't change the tyres. Don't change the tyres. Oh, you fucking idiots.
Release, release.
Oh, so I've got to do what? Fucking...
We'll be doing 1 more stop today. 1 stop left in our strategy.
So I've got scrub tyres on. And I can already feel they're a bit off. Oh, God damn it. Okay, so we've got a bit of a problem. I think we may have just lost second gear. we've got Pierre Gasly behind us. He's been slowly catching us since the pit stop. I've not really got much of an answer for him at the moment. We were catching Grosjean a little bit at one point by a second a lap, but once he got to about 4 seconds, we just really didn't have an answer for him. I'm going to run. Oh shit, no, oh god damn it. Yeah, I just don't have the pace on these tyres. I don't know why they put me on a set of scrub tyres. I do have a set of new mediums. I'm hoping that we'll be on a set of new mediums for this final stint. I don't know if Gasly's going to be pitting. Hopefully he isn't. He probably will have to pit again, but if we can get a quick stop, then maybe we can undercut him and keep him behind us to the end of the race. You know, we're not going to get any points for it, but it'll be a small moral victory, considering he completely shit-housed our race. 2.7, again, terrible stop. Not that it really matters. It's not like we're in the. Yeah, it's not like we're really in the running for anything. So it's just about bringing the car home at this point. Yeah, now we're getting blue flags. Not quite sure who it is. Whether it's Bottas or Hamilton, it's one of the Mercedes cars. So we've been lax. Now we're 14 seconds back on the next car, so I think I'm just going to pull it into the pits and call it a day for this one, because we're not going to get anything and we're just wasting the engine even more. It's already had some wear, some gearbox wear as well. So yeah, going to call it quits early on this one. No point in going any further. We might need the engine further down the line. So we're just going to park it. So there we have it then, guys. A really disappointing DNF on our first of the season, and yeah, honestly, I felt like we had the pace to get in the points today. We had our best qualifying of the season, started in 8th, and things were looking okay at that point. We were, you know, well up there with like Perez and Gasly, and I don't think we could have got much further up the grid, up the field, because you know you have Verstappen, both the Ferraris, both the Mercedes were looking very, very good today. But I think definitely getting around that sort of 6th, 7th place, I definitely think that was on, and also Kimi looked good as well. So yeah, really disappointing. And like I said, that incident, he turns in so early. I don't know why he turns in so early, but he turns in so early. He clips the wall. I've got nowhere to go. Kimi has to stop, and because of that, Grosjean comes through on the inside of turn 3. His rear right clips Kimi's front left, takes it completely off, and yeah, that's pretty much both Alfa Romeos out of the race, and a really good opportunity, considering we've both got into Q3. Really good opportunity to get some points on the board, and yeah, but wasn't to be, I guess. Looking at the rest of the finishing order, Hamilton wins from Bottas after starting in 2nd place. We saw him pass us. He lapped us at one point during the race towards the back end, just before we came in to call it a day, so to speak. With Sebastian Vettel in 3rd. We've got Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez gets up to 6th there, owing to Gasly's brain fart. Then we've got Butler, Hulkenberg, Norris, and Danny Ricciardo comes from 19th on the grid to finish 10th there. So a really good day. And considering, like I said, we started 8th, I think we could have been around that sort of 6th, 7th place sort of area. So there definitely was points on the board for us to take there, but again, you know, it just wasn't to be, I suppose. And looking at the bottom of the finishing order, as you can see, 3 DNFs in this race. Both myself and Kimi, and Lance Stroll as well. He had an engine blow up towards the sort of the back end of the race as well. I think we passed him at one point. We may have seen him. But yeah, overall, just a really, really disappointing race overall. What that does for this championship standings is Hamilton takes a 19-point lead ahead of Charles Leclerc now, and Sebastian Vettel is a further 7 points back in 3rd place. Ourselves, we drop a couple of positions down to 10th place with Butler and Ricciardo jumping us, but Sergio Perez 24 points now, and he's in that 6th place position. So getting that that best of the rest finish we're looking for, that sort of 7th place finish, is going to be a bit tricky. But while this is disappointing, it's not towards the back end of the season. We've got plenty of races to try and catch up and see what we can do, and hopefully we can get up there. In the constructors standings, Mercedes lead by 11 points ahead of Ferrari, with Red Bull 93 points back now, so it's definitely looking like a 2-horse race at the top of the constructors. We drop a position behind Toro Rosso owing to our disastrous day in Baku, so we're in 7th now. So yeah, like I said, disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. There's still plenty of races to go. We can still get ourselves into that 4th place that we're looking for, but we've got quite a bit of a gap to make up now, nearly 20 points on the racing point that is currently sitting in 4th. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of today's video, guys. Next time out, as you can see on screen, we have a contract negotiation to go through, so we're going to be taking a look at that and seeing what we can bleed out of them, and so on, to see how much money we can get out of them, and see what sort of goals and targets they give us. We'll look at that next time out. But yeah, that's the end of today's video, so thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video and you would like to see more Formula 1 2019 or sim racing content from myself, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and if you do subscribe, hit that bell notification button as well, so you get updates for all of my new videos whenever they go live. And also drop a comment down below, guys. Have you come up against any AI? Have you come up against any AI? There we go. That have had just a complete brain fart and it's just screwed your race. Just a silly error that shouldn't have happened and screwed your race. Keen to hear about your experiences, so drop a comment down below. But once again, thank you everybody so much for watching. Stay cool, and as always, I will catch you in the next video. Peace.